Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the GI Joe Crimson Strike Team. This is the Pulse exclusive. And yes, everyone is getting this right now. So if you haven't ordered it yet and you watched the video and you like it, it's still available on Hasbro Pulse. So here it is. Now it is in a slipcover. You can see Extensive Enterprises. It tells you it's the Crimson Strike Team. Again, that is their logo, and obviously it's supposed to be a briefcase. Up here you have the little latches. Now, if I don't have Chuckles yet, but if you remember, they kind of did a cartoon showing what Chuckles was doing. So here we have Cobra on the back. You know, again, everything looks like it's supposed to be a briefcase, a nice metal one. So we'll slide this off. Now, I did come with tape on all sides here, but it peels right off, so it's not going to cause any damage. So now here it is. And I know a few people have discussed it, and you can see that you have the red around it. You have what the bullet holes are. Now, this is supposed to be something that's really sturdy. It's got the Cobra symbol on the back. Obviously, same thing. So, a lot of people have mentioned and said that, hey, you know what? They got blood on this. I don't believe that it's blood. What I actually do believe that this is, if you remember the cartoon, he's fighting off the Crimson Bats with it. So I think this is paint from the Crimson Bats. I might be wrong, but if you kind of look at how the scuff marks are, it looks more like it would be some sort of, you know, crimson, like bat and everything like that. So, but that's how it looks. And on the back here, you can see other scuffs of where it kind of got scratched, probably on other parts of the bats. But it just kind of, if you look at it, it looks more like when he's hit the stuff. Again, I'm swinging, like, hope I don't knock anything down. But anyway, so there it is. Hell, what number is this again? I totally forgot what number this is. Well, you know what? I'm not going to start this over. So if you know what number it is, tell me in the comments. As a matter of fact, I'll put it down there when I do it. So anyway, what you do have here, ooh, almost dropped it, is a magnetic cover here. So it actually locks down. So it's really nice. It's probably why you're getting it for 90 bucks, which I do think is a little pricey. But anyway, so here, I know we will see this on the Chuckles artwork, but you have the Crimson Strike Team, the Baroness, and the twins. Both they're really angry. You can tell it's some sort of computer that's inside of it and everything. So there you go. What you do have here, again, this is world building. And what it's supposed to be is the manila folder that he stole, which you're going to see the Crimson bats. Now, looking at this, and you can see, obviously, here is the bat. And by looking at it, it looks more like the OG O-ring bat. I mean, that is the O-ring bat, if I've ever seen anything before. But the one thing that I've kind of noticed is that you can see that they look like they're kind of making it red. This kind of shows that there's a file on why they're doing things crimson. At least that's kind of what I'm gathering. Because I know a lot of people have been really mad of all the crimson figures. Like, the Crimson Guard is just supposed to be the only elite guard, but you got the Crimson Trooper, the Crimson Viper, the Crimson Roman over here who's whining, the Crimson Bat, the Crimson Alley Viper. But I think this is going to be the file of different uniformed figures and the reason why it's like that. So, and then on the back you have the gold bars. Now, again, this is made to go inside of it just to make it look like it's a bunch of gold bars. Now, listen, this many gold bars, if they were real, you're not going to be just walking around with this thing. So, on the inside, you don't really have the coffins, but it is a deluxe package, so you have the 3 of them all just sitting right there. So what is nice is that you can display this if you really wanted to without taking the figures out. And it looks like these will kind of slide right out. Maybe. So these just slide right out, and here's going to be their weapons. But they do have the plastic ties on the inside. We're going to pull this thing off. I know a few people have shown that this thing comes off. And again, it's made to look like it's Armani or, what is it, CC, different things like that. So they put a lot of detail into a lot of Cobra logos. It is a really nice looking pack. So what we're going to do is open this up, take a look at the figures. We'll compare it to the colors of the other figures along with the actual twins, and we'll compare the Baroness because we know that's the one that is basically different. So let's stop looking at all of this, get into this. But if you like and listen, before I do, if you like the content that I'm giving you, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I do drop a video. And I did get charged for Chuckles, so Chuckles is coming soon, and then I'll be able to compare them and see how the world building actually works all together. And I'm holding this like, hey, look at this, like I'm Vanna White. That was 5 minutes of my life. In your life, you can't get back. All right, so everything is out. And as I showed you before, so this is kind of how, if you really want, you can pull all this stuff out. This is how it looks on the, you know, what wraps around it to give you this look. Put this to the side. Now, this is not one I'll be obviously throwing away. Actually, I don't throw anything away. But even on the inside, in case you just wanted to use it as just a case to carry your figures, it has some nice little decals with Cobra symbols inside of it. And again, it is going to magnetically seal. So put that to the side. They come in all of these here, which are all Cobra logoed. Doesn't say what number they are or who they go to, but again, to me, that's not a big deal. So there we go with that. Put this to the side. Let's get rid of our gold here. Again, this is a nice cardboard here. It's better than the retro carded figures. But again, this is all really nice, and this is stuff that you're definitely going to want to save. Again, if you're any type of completionist. So, all right, so let's throw our figure up here. He only got knocked down because I hit him. Again, I do not like using stands, so we'll start off with the stands. So the stands are going to tell you who they are. Crimson Strike Tomax. You got your Cobra symbol, two pegs, and you can see the Cobra logo kind of poking through there. So it looks like it might be, it's actually a clear plastic that's painted gold. So this thing is going to chip off, just so you know that. So here's your Crimson Strike Baroness. And obviously this is going to be your Crimson Strike Xamot. So again, I don't like using stands, so they'll just probably go back in the box. But if you just want to display these by themselves, then there you go. They wouldn't look bad. I like the fact that they don't stand up too high. They don't cause too much distraction, but again, not something I really need. So here we have our twins, and we'll start with Xamot here. And I actually saw one review, and they did mention that the scar is way darker than what we got with our regular one. I guess not way darker, but kind of darker. And I just knocked both his knives down. So let me reach down, and I got one. Oh, great. Oh, there's one. Guess I'll find the other one when we're done here. Maybe it's sitting with Ash's hand. Who knows? All right. So, oh, it's actually right over here. So looking at the red. So the face sculpts, we've already seen these. They look really good. Rather than have silver up here, we're going with gold. It's going to have the red body. Black sash that goes across here. The belt buckle, or what would be a belt buckle, is gold. You have the little crotch protector. You got the sheath over here. But again, pretty much the exact, not pretty much, the exact same figure. If you don't know, these figures do have two different spots to hold knives, so you can make them look like they're throwing knives. If you rewind it, you'll see exactly how I was holding them. But looking at the articulation, you get your T-pose, bicep swivel. Again, this is right out of the box. These things feel really solid. Neck movement, back and forth, up and down. You get your Jean-Claude Van Damme, which they should definitely have because they were acrobatics. You have drop-down hips, goes forward. It's going to go back. Thigh swivel. They feel really nice and smooth, to be honest, and I mean in a good way. Boot cut. So once again, if you have the Crimson Twins already, then you already know what you're getting with these. I think they look really nice. I don't mind the red at all. It will go nicely if you want to have a Crimson team, a Crimson Strike team. But you already have the Crimson on here. And I would say the Crimson is not the exact same, but it's pretty close. But the Crimson between the Crimson Guard and the Crimson Viper over here are also a slight different shade. So, looking at the knife here, you just have a gold handle. Looks like a little piece of string that's still on it. And then you got the silver blade. It slides right down in there. I guess we'll grab the other one. Now, this is the perfect pack that they really should have given you their classic weapon. So what you do have is the MP5. It's all gold. No paint apps to it. It does have the port. And it does have a Crimson suppressor, just to give it a little bit of a feel to it, a different color. Let's see how straight it is. It looks straight. It's not soft. This is probably how the weapon should be made. I mean, again, I can bend it a little bit. Magazine does come out. But this is probably how it should be. That's probably the diameter they should be using. So we will put our Xamot over there. Here's a Tomax, and again, he's just the exact opposite of him. Again, face looks really nice. I don't see any issues with the paint. You just have the rock eyebrow there. T-pose, bicep swivel, double jointed pinless. You do have the wrist swivel, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Just to show you that these things are being made pretty well. No QC issues here. Your ab crunch, they do twist back and forth. I don't really twist my fingers all that much like this. I know people try and turn them 360. I don't know why you would, because we don't do that in real life, but you probably could. I won't do that because you got to think, the way that this plastic is molded into it, if you're trying to spin it 360, there's a good chance you're going to snap it. And I truly do believe that there are people that buy figures and they do try and snap them. They try and break them just to prove a point. I don't mean everyone. And I don't mean, hey, just because you have a QC issue, you tried to break it, because you've seen when I've had QC issues, I'm not trying to break my figures at all. So, but I do believe there are people that go out there and they try and do this. All right, so put him to the side here. He's gonna stand on the first try. But we all want to see the Baroness, right? That's what everyone came here for. I'm actually a little bit further back, so I'm leaning over. All right, so here we have the Crimson Baroness. This is the one that everyone's been waiting for. This is what everyone wants to see. So quickly, let's take a look at her articulation. So she's using the old, reach over here, pull this one over. She's using the old legs. You can see that they're pinned. People are going to complain. They're actually kind of hard to see because of where they're at. I would have loved to have a whole new mold, but I understand. Hey, this is an exclusive. This is one that you should do a repaint where people don't need it. Now, the arms, we really wish they would have waited for the retro, but no issues here. Nice bend there. She's got the thigh cut. Pinch my finger inside there. Ankle rockers. No trying to do any stilettos, which is good because really hard to pose or stand. And again, I don't use stands, or at least I try not to if I can. The Jean-Claude Van Damme, not that bad. She does have drop-down hips. She goes to the front. And again, you do have to be cautious when you're moving stuff like this because of the way these pegs are. You can easily snap this. So you want to be careful. I don't really push my figures out like that. I'm pretty cautious when I move the stuff because well, you just want to be. Waist swivel. She does have a body cut right here. in what looks to be some sort of armored top. Now, it's the same top as here, but the way they made it shiny and made this dull, that this looks more like a skin-tight suit, and then she has some armor over her breastplates. Nice paint on it, so you know, this nice Cobra symbol. I do like the silver. I think it pops really well. And then you have your head. The neck moves back and forth. Now, this is the big thing. New arms that were molded. Now, I really wish they would have given in here. I know people don't fully understand, but the poses that you can get with double joints are just way more. And I've mentioned this before. I think a lot of Joe collectors are not toy collectors. They're Joe collectors. So they don't understand the difference in the articulation. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just kind of pointing that out. So she does have these nice gauntlets. Got the Cobra symbol here. Again, double joints, bicep pose. She can do, I think I popped her hair off there. There's her T-pose, and she does have butterfly joints. But again, my issue with butterfly joints is if they're not designed well, they really can't do what they're supposed to do. And it's unfortunate. When you look at Xamot and Tomax, they actually have them designed well, where they cross over the way they're supposed to. So if I want to put a... Ooh, look at that. I caught her. That's the power of the Force right there. I have just as much force as that stupid Ahsoka show. Anyway, that's what butterfly is supposed to be. But if they're not done properly, you can't really cross them over. The twins actually have a fairly good butterfly joint. All right. But that's not what you came for. So now let's take a look at the head. This is an all-new sculpted head. Got some nice lipstick on it. The eyes look good. The hair is going to pop off, so it can be removable. But we'll throw it on here and take a look at it. It's molded really nice. It is pliable, so it can move somewhat. Then you're going to have the wavy hair, which is kind of blowing in the wind. I like this one. It just gives us a different look. So you have this here, the wavy look, and then you're also going to have this head here that we can pop on. And let's just see how this face looks. Now this one looks like she's got crimson around the eyes. She's got this nice crimson lipstick. She's kind of got a smirk on her. I gotta say, I kind of like this face. I like the crimson around the eyes. She looks kind of crazy there. And then we have this gold-plated faceplate. And Lenny kind of explained it as... like it's a mask that Destro has made for her just to protect her face. Again, maybe you should have protected a little bit more. But it's got like a little ruby in the middle, crimson eyes. It looks pretty menacing. I really should have brought up my Pimp Daddy Destro to compare it. So, but I know what you guys are thinking right now. Before we even get to the glasses, can we swap the heads? So, I'm scared to even pop off this head. And I would say, I'm not sure it's going to work because if you look at the neck joint there, that is a completely different neck than what you have here. So maybe I'll go back and do it, but this head is not popping off, and I am not going to stress it to get off. I say that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it, aren't I? Okay. So there's the neck peg. And it does not fit. So what you would have to do is, we're going to pop off this. See, this is disappointing, and this is the types of things that have been driving collectors nuts, is that you can see the head pieces are two different sizes. Where if this was bigger, you could use some sticky tack and throw it on a smaller one. But unfortunately, this is what we have. And that's very disappointing because I think a lot of people would have liked to have a different head. I have actually 2 of the coil Baronesses, so I would have liked to have that. But here are the difference in the arms to have it out. That's how far this is how far the first Baroness's arms will bend, where we have this one here, where we get a nice full bend. So let's try this mask on. And I think having this mask on, having the flowing hair just really, really works. I'm very disappointed that I can't swap out the heads. But that looks pretty good. But like I said, I like this crimson one. She looks crazy. So let's pop this on really quick. And I didn't put the flowing hair on that. I was just talking. That's what happens when you do this. I'm 15 minutes into this part of the review. This one's going to run pretty long, which you're doing 3 figures. I kind of figured that. I kind of like this one here. All right, so let's see about everything. So she has 2 sets of glasses. She has these style glasses. Now, how well do they go on? That is a whole nother story. So they don't go on that bad. And they do have that tint to it. They are clear, so you can see the eyes through it. You have to play around with a little bit, but I will say they seem to fit way better than Buzzers do. And then we will try, oops, don't lose these ones. So here's the round ones. They don't have any tint to it. They are clear. I'm going to assume you're going to want the hair on. And we're going to kind of just slide. Maybe not. Again, doing it all on one take. You can see, if you watch B's Battleground, he dropped his. Take a look at it. He had to stop for a short bit, too, when he went and got something. I don't like how this hair is fitting on here. There we go. And if you can get her a nice walking pose, which I guess if you're going to use a stand, it wouldn't be that difficult. But, so you're definitely going to have to play around with these ones. As you can see, they're not really seeming to fit properly. Maybe if I throw it on, maybe it's supposed to go on this head, right? So it's nice that you get 2 pairs of glasses. Again, hold on to these because these are the things that will be worth money in 30 years. This will be the things on eBay for $400. So you're going to have to play around with them. They don't look bad, but again, you can see how quickly I put it on there. It's all jacked up, so you're just going to have to play around with it, get it on properly. Maybe you put it on, yeah, you put those on first, then put the hair on. Now that actually looks really, really nice. Can't argue with that. All right, and then we got her snake weapon, which this one seems to be way softer than the other one. So if you don't know, this is a gun here. This is supposed to be the handle. It coils around her. You would assume that probably Cobra Commander Destro made it. Maybe the Crimson Twins made something for her. But since it was already been done, you'd assume it's Mars Enterprises that has done it. Got some nice little gold paint apps, and then you got this black snake. I would have brought mine up, but they are on my Cobra throne. And then we have 2 different Uzis. Suppressor here, which are different than the other suppressors, because the other suppressors have that point right there. That's the plug in. These ones here are the ones that came with snake eyes that go around the Uzi and around the weapon. So here's the Uzi. All gold, looks nice. The gold and the crimson look really nice together, but a gold Uzi, do we need it? And then we have these weapons. I hate these guns, but they remolded it, put a little nozzle on it, or barrel, you call it whatever you want, so you can put a suppressor on it. Now, I guess that makes it look a little bit better, but again, once it's pointed out that you can't put a magazine in there, it kind of takes away from it. But again, it is Cobra. I'm just tired of these weapons. I would have been happy with something else. And then she does come with these two knives that we've seen before. Silver paint. Got a Cobra on the end. Again, looks really nice. So, all in all, a really nice pack. I mean, that's everything that you can see here. I have to kind of mess around with this. Again, she has 2 pistols and 2 Uzis. I mean, why does she need all that? 2 swords, or 2 big blades. I don't know where you're supposed to put these. Again, she comes with a lot of stuff. The twins come with the same amount of stuff, but that's everything. I hope that's pretty thorough. I hope I showed you everything that this thing does have. Again, the paint apps look really good on all the figures. She does have the notch that runs through, so that's how you put the hair on. I do like what they're doing to make things swappable between Lady J, Zorana, these figures. I should have brought the other one up that I could try and swap out the glasses. So, all right, that's it. Let's finish this review. All right, so my first thought on this Crimson Strike team is I think it's a really nice package. It is something that an exclusive should be where you don't need it. I do like the fact that they fixed the Baroness's arms, although not perfect, as you can see how she's holding the Uzis. I do struggle with getting the hair on it, especially the one flowing piece that I said that I liked. But it is better. Is it $90 better? $90 worth? I'm not sure. It is a wonderful package, but I guess if you're going to say, hey, you know what? This is an exclusive. This is what you get with exclusives. Okay. But you can still get it on Pulse. It's still available, but I do like it. I think the colors work. I do like the crimson in general. Fixing Baroness's arms are nice, but again, I think we're going to need a regular black Baroness with these arms too. But that is my final thought. You have to decide if $90 is worth it to you. All right, so there you have it. That is the Crimson Strike team review. I do have some issues. The glasses, they don't seem to go on the one face that I said I really like. The hair that I said I really like, I have a hard time struggling to get it on there. I'm okay with the mask if you like that. Again, some of the weapons I've discussed. There's a bunch of different things. It's not perfect at all. It is a lot of stuff for the most part. Again, $90. I guess if you're looking at packages and it's exclusive. But again, we can still go on Pulse and you can buy it. So how exclusive is it? Again, I don't want to make things exclusive where no one can get it. By no one, I mean me. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. But hey, you know what? If you like the content that I'm giving you, been here this long, hey, you know what? Take a second. The social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, A Punk with Toys. Go over there and give me a sub over there, a follow over there. Make sure you subscribe here. But anyway, I'm about to do that in a second. If you're still here, you've been here this long, what do you have to do? There's one thing that you can do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I do drop a GI Joe video. And as we know, Chuckles is on his way. And then November, there's like Shooter coming. And unless they change the dates, nothing till December where we will get absolutely hammered with GI Joe figures. But I'm going to get out of here. Again, you've been here this long. Don't go anywhere. Up here is going to be the tripwire video. And up here, or down here, shall I say, is the review. I'm sorry, it's a playlist of all the classified figures I've done. Have a wonderful day.